Welcome to the Monday Kickoff. Hope you guys are having an amazing Monday, an amazing start of the week. And welcome to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, guys, we're going to have a full breakdown of all of the events coming to Raid Shadow Legends this week, including the update that most likely already got released. So we basically got some new champions added. We have a brand new fusion that just started today as well, guys, which will be the Valentine's fusion. We're going to go over the fusion calendar and a couple of different things as well. We have a new partner soul summoning pool event. And of course, as usual, we're going to have some summoning events during everyone's favorite game mode, which is clan versus clan. This time around, it is featuring personal rewards. Let's see if they've done something a bit more special. Not really. So we have basically the standard stuff, nothing juicy in there. What about here? And it seems to be pretty much the same cup of tea in here. We are getting regeneration and savage gear from the clan versus clan. Now, leaving all these super not important things on the side, I do want to give you guys a quick heads up. If you haven't completed your clan quests, and seems like I haven't done it this week, make sure you guys do it as well. It's funny because most of the times I'm trying to remind you guys about them, and then I realize, wait, I actually haven't done any of them, so I should pick some of them up. So make sure you guys do it. If you gotta purchase anything from the clan shop, definitely check it out. I'm so curious when we're gonna get to higher levels. Like, are they planning to basically bring in some new ways to gain clan XP? What's the whole deal with it? Because as it is, it's probably going to take us a century to go to level 30. It doesn't matter how endgame you are or not, you're just going to be screwed basically with that part. If you got to check out the bazaar as well, guys, my reset is happening in 1 hour and a bit. Maybe yours is happening as well soon, so make sure you guys check that out. Now, let's quickly dive into the Partner Soul Summoning Pool event, guys. This is what we have on the menu. We have Ancora, Narse, Sifi, Rotos, Cardiel, Sisia, Venus, Cupidus, Balanor, Xavia, Timid, Kaja, Yumeko, Karato, and my god, seems like we have quite a few. Initially, when I looked at it, it did not seem like we have so many legendaries on it. And then we have all of the epics as well. Now, that's pretty much it in terms of this event. It costs you 40 Prism Jewels to do one summon. The chances to summon legendaries from here as well are really not that great. 28%, and then is a 6% to get a 6-star. You gotta get extremely lucky for it to happen. We do have a Sand Devils tournament attack that started. This will give you one summon, one medium stone, and it will give you materials for the relics if you're still chasing them. Personally, I am, to be honest with you guys. Then moving on to the actual fusion. I was gonna say, I'm surprised it's not in game, the fusion, but seems like it is. So we're gonna find it at fragments right here, because this is a fragment fusion event. But I do have the actual calendar, so I'm gonna bring that quickly on the screen. So we're gonna get a total of 125 fragments. 10 of them will be coming from tournament leaderboards, most likely the champion training. Oh, okay, just the champion training, not the champion chase as well. Very interesting. So we're getting just 10 on one. Okay. 55 from tournaments, 35 from Hero Path with champion events, and 25 from Hero Path with champion fragments. Okay, so when is the Hero Path starting? Seems like Friday, February the 14th, which means that we won't have a summon rush. Okay, so we have a Hero Path, which most likely might give us a soul for Esme the Dancer, or maybe it's going to be guaranteed. Ooh, maybe. Hear me out. Maybe we're going to have a guaranteed event as well for the partner of Esme, guys. That might be the reward in the Hero Path. So, maybe the soul as well. Make sure you guys are saving shards if you are interested in this duo. I've already released a video kind of like showcasing what they can do. I'm not extremely sold on them. I'm not too impressed, but hey, they might be helpful for some of you guys out there. So, the distribution is pretty straightforward. You will be able to basically skip some of the events, which is the good thing. Now, most likely, you're gonna have to go ham on one of the summoning events. So if you're not planning to go ham on the champion chase, from where you can get 15, you're gonna have to go full ham on the hero path from where you're gonna get 25. Now, keep in mind, the hero paths usually have keys, We don't know yet if they're going to lock the keys at the bottom, which will really, really drain a lot of resources to accumulate so many points to unlock them. So it's a lot of RNG. We don't know what to expect, but the good part is that the hero path is way before the champion chase, so that gives us a bit of room to wiggle and basically decide. Leaving all that on the side, right here you can see all of the events when they start, the same as you were able to see them right on the Fusion calendar. It doesn't seem like we have anything else in particular that's going to start in here. So hero path this weekend, and that is about it. Now, most likely will be summons, of course. That's why we don't have a summon rush, but I don't think we're gonna have anything fancy. I think it might be 2x on Sacred. No, it's a 15x. We had 2x on Voids this weekend, so it's gonna be a 15x as well. That's about it in terms of events. We cannot really see them all for next week if they have anything special. Now, we do have a bunch of new champions that I think they were added to the game already, yeah. So we have Fjorad, Wolfheart, and a bunch of other champions that were added, Black Tusk, and a few others. I've already released a guide on him as well. Later today, I will have a guide on Arashi, so definitely check him out, or Arashi. He has a pretty nuts kit, so definitely looking forward to see how he will perform. Moving on to the important things, or non-important things for a lot of you guys, because eventually this will be a bait. If you're going for the fusion, most likely you wanna preserve your shards. That's what I am at the moment. And to be honest, I'm still in between if I'm going to go for the fusion or I'm going to skip it. I feel like it's a very high chance for me to skip this fusion. I just don't feel like doing it, to be honest. I don't need her, and I don't have many resources, gems, energy, and I would rather dump that in the dungeon event. These are the characters that we have on the 15x. Let me just enlarge this a little bit for you guys to be able to see it better. Feel free to pause it if you want to, kind of like take a sneak peek at it, read all of the champions if you don't want to hang in here with me for a few more minutes. But basically, we do have some pretty nasty champions. Arashi, which is the new one. We have Duchess, High Keeper Prisma. We have Glaycat. I would love a Glaycat. We have Tatura, Yumeko, Little Miss Annie, Vlad the Nightborn. We have Negmotar, Staltus, Eostrid, Gwyndolin, Morrigan, Chalco the Blind, which most likely is the new Void, Shuzan the Valorous, and we have Krisk the Ageless. So the new Void doesn't seem too amazing, to be honest with you guys. I wouldn't bother with it, but they got me. They have me. Shuzan, I'm super close to the Mercy, probably like 10-15 shards away from getting a legendary on Void shards, and I'm gonna try to go for Shuzan, hands down. Hopefully, I will get her, though. That's basically what I'm kind of like hoping for. I'm quickly going to go over some of the champions, guys, but mainly I'm going to prioritize the new champions just in case if you're not too familiar. As I mentioned, I will have a guide dropping on him later. So, attacks one enemy, has a chance to steal a buff. You don't need accuracy if you are under a veil or a perfect veil. With the A2, attacks an enemy will ignore 25% of the target's defense, as well as the shield, the strength and buffs, and will ignore Stone Skin if he's under a veil or a perfect veil. If he kills somebody, he will increase the duration of buffs on himself. Now, he is an HP-based champion. So, my whole concern with it is that usually they don't tend to have very good multipliers, at least the majority of them. So, I'm very curious to see what sort of damage he can actually put out. With the A3, AoE attack places a increased crit damage and a perfect veil on himself. And the attack doesn't count as an AoE, it actually counts as a single target, will ignore 15% of the first enemy's defense and 5% added on top of it for every other enemy that he hits. So the damage should exponentially increase the more enemy you hit, basically, and especially on the last one that you're actually going to hit. And he increases his HP for every enemy killed by this attack. Now, what's really funky on him is the passive as well. He will put a perfect veil at the start of the battle, but he has a 20% chance to reflect all damage and debuffs back to the attacker. So if you have a strong nuker coming in with a massive nuke versus him, that can kill him. Basically, it's going to reflect all of the damage back onto the attacker, and the attacker should die. So that's pretty interesting. It's only a 20% chance, but sounds like a passive that will kill before actually taking a move. Then, if the reflected damage kills an enemy, it will fill the champion's turn meter by 30% and place a perfect veil buff on the champion for 1 turn, which once again is definitely really, really good, you know. And we have a speed aura in arena battles by 28%. So either you're going to build him on Stone Skin with Savage, either you're going to go with Savage, but I really think Stone Skin should still be on just in case, because it's only a 20% chance for that passive to proc. In my opinion, it's just not necessarily enough to rely on, you know. Then we kind of like know the other champions more or less. Like we know Duchess, we know Highkeeper Prisma, we know Glaycat. Actually, Highkeeper Prisma, no. Is that the new one? Is that the new one? Because I am a bit confused by the name. I can't really recall from where is that champion, what faction, right? So it might be the new one. We have so many new champions dropping in-game all of the freaking time, guys. It's extremely hard to keep up with all of their names, right? Or at least that's what I think. I can't even remember from what faction is Highkeeper Prisma. Which one is that, though? So let's quickly find out. I was keep looking at the voids, but it's actually not a void, so I should start looking at the other ones. So we've been in these factions already. Not a dwarf either, right? I don't know why I was looking at voids before. Highkeeper, where are you? Which one are you actually? I don't even know what's the affinity for that character. Okay, guess we're gonna go from door to door. So Chalco is the void one. Let's go to Chalco, then we're gonna move on to finding the other one. So this is going to be on Wednesday as the void legendary. Is one of the new ones. I'm not really feeling this one either, to be honest. Looks pretty weird too. I love the back design. It reminds me of Diablo, right? Looks almost like the Diablo icon, the logo. Attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit will ignore 10% of the target's defense, will ignore an additional 5% for each debuff on the target, also steals some of the turn meter, and has a 50% chance to repeat the attack onto a different enemy if you have multiple targets. With the A2, attacks one enemy twice. The first hit places block passive skills and a defense down. The second applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing them on everybody else. And it will work even if the target is killed, which I guess is nice, and grants an extra turn if this attack kills an enemy. And the A3 attacks all enemies before attacking, puts an increased accuracy on the champion, and decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 2 turns, and places a decreased speed. So it's nice that he's decreasing the duration of the enemy buffs, to be honest, because that's not as basically removing them or anything like that, you know. And the passive, the champion is immune to crowd control debuffs except polymorph, and whenever an enemy attempts to place one of these debuffs on the champion, instantly activates Inducer of Panic skill, which is the A2. So that's really, really nice. Take this champion versus Gurgo, versus all of the crowd control champions, and it can be really damn nasty with this passive. But other than that, I need to test him out. I need to see the damage. Most likely, I will be dropping a guide on this champion for tomorrow. Interesting passive, but I feel like the damage is just going to be lackluster. But who knows? We might be wrong on that. It is a void, though. Then we are looking for a Highkeeper Prisma. Which one is it? Skinwalkers, do we have you here? No, we don't have you here. Unless I'm like literally blind, guys, and I probably passed the champion already. If so, I do apologize. Highkeeper Prisma. Not in here either. Oh my god. Where are you? What's your faction? My goodness. What is your faction? Just the name. It doesn't make me think like it's part of any of these factions. But then I might be wrong. I thought that it might be some champion from the bottom factions. Doesn't sound like a Plarium name. Does it? There we go. Yes, I remember now who. It's not even the new one, man. Oh my god, I forgot about it. Okay, I actually like this champion. I like the A2 skill. Yeah. Attacks an enemy before attacking, removes all buffs from the target. The ally with the highest crit damage will team up to join the attack, and the ally joining the attack will use their default skill and ignore 35% of the target's defense. If the enemy is killed by the ally joining the attack, activates an instant turn effect on that ally. So that's basically the creme de la creme on this champion. We have a revive. The only thing is on a 4-turn cooldown. I wish this would have been on a 3-turn cooldown. It would have been much better. And you have a double hitter on the A1 with a chance to stun. And you have this interesting-ish passive as well. The other champions, guys, probably you all know them. We do have some very solid champions in there. And I do apologize for trying to find this champion, but I was not actually messing around. I really forgot from what faction it is. 800 plus champions. So many new ones every month. It's hard to remember all of their names. Let me know in the comments down below if you are tempted to go and summon for any of these champions. As I mentioned, most likely I will be skipping the fusion. I'm still in between, but I'm definitely going to try and get Shuzan, or at least hit a Mercy, hit a Legendary, and if it's a Shuzan, it is. If not, that's it basically. As usual, appreciate all of you guys watching. Much love, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.